A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us for this evening's installment of Trendz Live. I'm Olisi Masango. As per usual, it's always great to be in your company. So here's how we start the show this evening. Trailblazing award-winning Amapiano lyricist, President Yastrata, Vocalistic, has dropped his second studio album, Ghetto Gospel. The Amapiano artist has come through blazing in 2020 with hit tracks like Gestar and has never looked back. He's here to tell us more about what he's currently up to. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me. Super excited.
Yeah. So I know you've been on an international tour. Talk to us about that.
It's been amazing, 4 months. We did America for 4 months. Before that, we were in London. We shot music videos there. But me deciding to drop my first studio album, my first album, Ghetto Gospel, comes from those experiences, trying to, amalgamate everything and make sure people understand where I am. Music for me has always been, a nice status update, so that's that everything else just came together and, gave birth to Ghetto Gospel.
Yeah, and speaking of gospel, Ghetto Gospel, I know that some of the influences on Ghetto Gospel are some experiences that you've been through yourself. Tell us more about that.
I mean, there's a lot of experiences, I'm touching on a lot of uncomfortable conversations on Ghetto Gospel, and I think it's very important that music does that right now. I felt like, we're going into a very bubblegum era, where people don't want to, own up to what's really happening. That's why you hear the first song, Gitawa Dipu, or second song, Ashule Watimana, the Gucci Tedinyako Palace. It's very, 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 very uncomfortable but very necessary conversations that we need about ourselves. And that's why it's called Ghetto Gospel, It's words of advice that I would have preferred I heard in Spiduri, in my language, more relatable.
So let's speak about maybe, some of the sounds that you've sampled with in this particular project.
We're playing with a lot of sounds there. I mean, people obviously expected piano fela, but when you listen to this album, you can tell that it's a, it's a sonic experiment from Dibuo. There's a lot of influence, from Greece there, and it being so South African, the way we did it with Herc, shout out to Herc. Melo and Sleazy, we've been, playing around with the Bacardi sound, and that's how you find both Jepa, Botabela Hape, So for me, I've just been having fun in terms of with the creative aspect of making music.
Now, speaking of Amapiano vocalistic, how do you think this particular, genre has positioned itself in the country?
Amapiano is it's a mirror. Amapiano is a mirror of what's happening. When you're listening to Amapiano, it sounds like driving through the streets of South Africa. Some songs sound like Sentin, some songs sound like Pitori, some sound like Soweto. So we basically are the mirror. We are the voice of the youth, you know what I mean? That's what Amapiano has done. It's given the youth a very crucial voice. And that's why we appreciate Amapiano.
Yeah. So your label, 18 Area, talk to us about, have you, clinched any big signings?
18 Area is more about, motivating other people to get their own record labels. I think we can all do it on our own. If you find the perfect team. For me, it was never about signing anyone else. In fact, it's about, helping as well. We've, helped people set up their own stables, and, I think let's build the spirit of entrepreneurship on a bigger scale. Amapiano having impacted the economy so much. I think for me, I always say it's done so much for youth unemployment, and that's what 18 Area is about, helping everyone else so that they can structure their companies as well. I've never thought of signing anyone, but anyone who's out there, and you need help from 18 Area, we're open.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, man, and that's essentially the spirit of sharing and caring with fellow artists as well. I know the FIFA World Cup is also currently, underway as we speak. So who's your money on?
I won't lie, my money has been on Argentina, because I'm a very big Messi fan. I like people who work hard, but, the unfortunate thing happens. So we'll see. But people always say, they can pick it up. So money's still there. We'll see.
All right, so I'm going to leave you to do what you're good at. And I know you're going to hit us with a performance. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Vocalistic.
Cha feeding tangena bidur Maradona King Sacre Mama President ya strata. Arkuve ngudala. Get the gospels out now. Make sure you get it. I am J wanna party, I am Maestro wanna party, I Kabzo wanna party, ever master we wanna, I want it almost, I want it almost, I get why we get a boss, ever folk we wanna party, I Maestro we wanna party, ever MJ party, I master, I party, ever Kabzo we wanna, I banna, karwa, ever Kabzo we wanna, I banna, karwa, warra, ever Kabzo we wanna, I banna, karwa, warra. Mabani, nigga swearing bani, I'm gonna skimmy money. I'm never swearing gani, Mabani, Mabani, niggas give me le bale, nabatena vale, from a bumper sati, Tabagoro Manolo Pane, Nigga Beta, Katisa Koka,
Welcome back. So a little birdie has already whispered that bubbly season is upon us, and maybe you're just celebrating getting through the year or just manifesting what the new year will bring. Either way, you still deserve to pop open that bubbly and pair with something different. Now, Trendz Live producer Asanda Zondi attended a champagne and macaroon tasting event at Braamfontein's Playground Market.
And finally, another Saturday to indulge in some bubbly and everything nice. You've been working hard all year, Bagit, and you deserve to spoil yourself. We're just here to show you how to do it. We are in Braamfontein's vibrant Playground Market to experience and spoil ourselves to some bubbly and macaroon tasting. If, like me, you're not familiar with that pair, join me today as we'll find out why it's an in thing lately.
We need to get more people drinking bubbly, or just wine in general. And bubbly and macaroon is just a good gateway into it. Everybody likes some bubbles once in a while. And macaroon is such a cute little complex thing that adding it together gets more people interested in it. And we feel like it's a springboard to get into more other wines, And South Africa needs a wine culture. And I just saw a gap there after studying out there. I came back and I wanted to start my own thing. And I found that we export all of our wines from South Africa to everybody else in the world. And we don't drink the wines and bubblies that we make, So I found we need to, as local South Africans, have access to these more boutique wines. So things that, like with Playground that we're doing today, is to go to the market and get more people interested and tasting the boutique stuff, not just the things we're always seeing in bars and clubs, but getting to stuff that everybody else in the world is tasting besides us. We have a wine shop and tasting room in Cedar Square in Four Ways in Johannesburg. You can book a tasting with us any day of the week. And then we also have these weird like champagne and macaroon, oyster and wine, paint and sip, more fun events. But yeah, it's ongoing. You can do it with us any day of the week.
Tesh and Carla are also part of the champagne and macaroon tasting here at the Playground Market. Welcome to Trendz.
Thank you for having me.
So how do usually ladies pair your champagne or your bubbly?
Chocolate and nougat is really good with champagne.
Okay. Yeah, also chocolate, mostly chocolate.
So this is your first time you're pairing your bubbly with macaroon?
Yes, yeah, and I mean it's amazing.
So good.
So good.
I think it's a beautiful pairing. I love a bubbly. I love a macaron, and a bubbly and macaron is perfection.
I am very bubbly. I love champagne. I love sparkling wine. I love anything that gets me buzzing. I usually pair my bubbly with fun experiences. This is a fun experience because of the macaroon. It's my first time pairing champagne with macaroon, and the funness in the macaroons is the different flavors and the pairings, of the sparkling.
It's the first time I've ever heard of macarons and bubbly, so it was something interesting to try.
So what do you think?
I think that I would have never thought to put the sweetness of macarons and the bubbly together, so it's very interesting, very lovely as well. Bubbly girl always, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Now, this lush wonderland lies under the vivid green canopy of trees and attracts tourists from near and afar. Nestled along the panorama route in Graskop, Mpumalanga, this magnificent natural beauty is a perfect scene for mental repose and reconnection. Producer Kiadimile Moalosu explored this wonderland and plugs us on how to reward ourselves.
We are now at the Graskop Gorge lift in Mpumalanga. Besides the waterfall you see behind me, we are here to experience the forest. You know me and nature. So, let's go down and experience the forest. And by that, I mean going down the belly of the earth, 51 meters down into the forest. And I was told it can get a little bit chilly down there, hence the warm jacket. Well, if you think this view is beautiful and refreshing, wait until you see what our destination looks like. As they say, into the forest you go to feed your mind and find your soul. And that is exactly what I did. Upon arrival down here, we went on an informative 600-meter trail.
This mountain, Afro Mountain Forest, is amazing. It's the lighting in there. It's not as dark and it's not scary, because as we were walking the forest, you would see that there was so much light coming in, because these trees are giving each other space to coexist, which we call crown shyness.
This forest is not only shy, but remains green all year through. And this is why.
Look, Sabi and Graskop, within a radius of 20 kilometers, is the only place where you can find about 12 waterfalls that run throughout the year. And the reason is that Graskop has got the highest rainfall in the country, and Sabi being second. We are generally a dry country, but this place, you've got almost 4 times rainfall than the average rainfall in the country. So that is why when you come here, it is forever green, beautiful as ever. The panoramic views of the mountains and the hills and the landscape are extremely amazing.
After that refreshing forest experience, we drove 40 kilometers to rest overnight at this gem in Hazy View. This lodge is a perfect getaway for families that just want to reconnect and unwind, surrounded by nothing but beautiful nature. Here, I enjoyed their dazzling picnic experience and finished off my day with a soothing massage therapy.
Our picnic site is very amazing. You would enjoy, where we set up the picnic, it's right next to the river, where you get the peaceful, the sound of the river, the sound of the birds, We set up the picnics for guests. It depends on what do they want exactly. I hope you are enjoying yourself, huh?
Most definitely.
I can see. The face says it all. And from here, I will hand you over to the spa therapist, to relax your body.
My name is Anna. I'm going to give you a full body Swedish massage.
Okay.
Yes, feel comfortable.
All right.
Yes, I'm going to use grapeseed oil.
Okay.
It has got a lot of benefits.
Okay.
It heals the acne. Suppose you have got acne and also blemishes.
Okay.
It has got high content of vitamin E.
All right.
It acts as a free radical. It fights pollution, name it, everything.
So if you want to reconnect with nature and just let your hair down, after all, the year's almost gone, do include Graskop on your to-do bucket list.
Thanks for staying with us. The City Sightseeing Bus recently launched a new tour which gives tourists a 360-degree insight on life in the big city of gold, Johannesburg. And of course, Trendz took the opportunity and hopped on the bus to experience it firsthand.
Popularly known as the Red Bus, this beautiful and insightful bus tour is the perfect way to learn about the formation of Joburg. From the busy street life of vendors and bumper-to-bumper traffic to the interesting history behind the building structures of the city, here, tourists not only get to hear stories about this fast-paced former mining destination, but they get to experience it as well.
After the COVID, we needed to have some change, so that's why we started a new tour route on the city sightseeing tours. So we used to start at the back of Rosebank Mall. Now we're in front of Rosebank Mall, close by the Gautrain station, which is also very accessible for the customers which travel with the Gautrain. And it's more convenient for our customers. So from here, we start every hour from 9 o'clock in the morning. We go from here, we go to Melrose Arch, which is one of our stops. From Melrose Arch, we go to the Mandela Foundation house. Also, we pass Mandela's house where he used to stay. Sometimes we exchange buses, the passengers exchange buses there, but most of the time on our new route now, one bus, once the bus started here in Rosebank, it goes all the way to Constitution Hill. From Constitution Hill, which is our red route, our city tour. In our city tour, we stop at the mining district walk. We pass the Gandhi Square. After Gandhi Square, we have also changed the route to make it more interesting for the passengers and explain to them more about the history of Johannesburg. From there we go to Gold Reef City. Gold Reef City is also one of our stops where the customers exchange buses which takes them to Soweto. At the moment we don't have any tour guides on the bus. We have a tour a monitor which tells you about all the interesting places which we work with the GPS on the bus. We give the customers earphones, they plug the earphones in the system and then they listen to all the information that is giving about Johannesburg, let's say the history or some fun parts or any places of interest that they want to visit. It tells them all about that on the system.
This is our first time on the Red Bus, and it was wonderful. We wanted to see and learn some things about Johannesburg, and I give it 2 thumbs up.
This is one way to have a different view of the city.
All right, signed, sealed and delivered, we've come to the end of tonight's installment of Trendz Live. But of course, Foka is still here and we play out to smooth sounds. Take care.
Husakate batoskepa 7 mene haracheta badi rasidi trompeta, badi loketse silencer, mono bite mo profeta, akete perdo chencha, kar Gucci feel tender, ter domo shaker, cha reka domo gitsegada, nale dono fella my bra, nale sleazy fella my bra, nale bello fella my bra, reka domo gitsegada, nale dono fella my Kasogodi sa my blood, Osantali man, touch my blood, touch my blood, touch my blood. Banya na baba kaufeta, samunya kasondela. Touch my blood, touch my blood. Banya na baba kaufeta, samunya kasondela. Kere banya na banya ka moya kaya ka unkala ka matat. Kera matat aronya ko iloroba, aroroba lo diwa dile. Touch my blood, touch my blood, touch my blood. Banya na baba kaufeta. Let's go, 1, 2, 3, bareng tempo. Kita feta, lo kaya sa kita feta. Nakirumela mpesa, beta pata ko mapesa. Live for now about stripper, stripper, stripper. Live for now about stripper. Out chippa, 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 chip. Tempo tela kita feta, lo kaya sa kita feta. Nakirumela mpesa, beta pata ko mapesa. Live for now about stripper, stripper, stripper. Live for now about stripper. Out chippa, 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 chippa. Stress, chippa. Ratan sarveta body chippa. Chippa samputa ga streka. Giski mile mani already. Everybody get down, get down, get down, get down. Everybody get down, get down, get down, get down. Mari stress, chippa. Ratan sarveta body chippa. Chippa samputa ga. Giski mile mani already kutka. Everybody get down, get down, get down, get down. Everybody get down, get down, get down, Kiki kipa, namnyamazu kipa. Kiki kipa, namnyamazu kipa. Get a gospel out now, we don't love.